Hello, welcome back. I have a wedding coming up in 2 weeks. My husband's supposed to be the best man for. And I have nothing to wear. No, seriously, I have known about this wedding for a solid 1.5 years. And in true Robin fashion, I have done nothing about it. I've completely procrastinated because if I'm not doing it last minute, I'm probably not doing it at all. So this week, we are going to make this dress. We're going to recreate Bailey Serian's dress from her Aqua Tofana Collab with Loud Lacquer Nail Polish. Try saying that 3 times fast. Anyway, who's with me? I've been obsessed with this dress ever since I first saw the Aqua Tofana ad. And when I finally found the retailer, it sold out. Not only that, they have a waiting list. Crazy, right? I guess I'm not the only one that loves it. Okay, well, let's be honest. This dress is simply stunning, and as a wrap dress, it is flattering on almost all body types. Fun fact, the wrap dress in some form or another has made an appearance in every decade since the 1930s. It was, however, Diane von Furstenberg's reinvention of the wrap dress in 1974 that helped give it its iconic status. By 1976, the wrap dress was even available in pattern form for home sewists. Fortunately for us, Simplicity has recreated their version, which now resides with the pattern number 8013. They did, however, make a few changes, which I don't love. In the modern version, it is now a mock wrap with an invisible zipper in the back. And the sash is not attached, it's more of a belt for the illusion. My plan is to return this dress to being a proper wrap dress. 1, because I think it has to be in order to be true to the style. And 2, I hate zippers. I don't mind installing them. I hate wearing them. In Central Florida, it's way too hot to be messing with anything with a zipper. Now, if we take a look at the dress that Bailey is wearing, it's almost identical to the Simplicity 8013 pattern View D. The only glaring difference is that the sleeve of Bailey's dress is sliced from the wrist to the shoulder. Don't worry, it's a super simple adjustment that I'll show you how to make. And did I mention I'm going to add pockets? Meet me at the sewing machine. The fabric that I'm going to use for this dress is from fabric.com. Not sponsored. It's a bubble crepe with a slight stretch and a beautiful lightweight hand feel. I'll drop a link in the description box below. I chose to go with the dusty pink roses instead of the red that we see in Bailey's dress, but that was completely a personal choice because growing up with auburn hair, I always hated the way that I looked in red. But the red is an option on the website, as well as yellow. If we look at the back of the pattern, we'll see that we need 8 yards of 60 wide fabric. I got 9 yards to accommodate the extra skirt panel that we're going to need. I like to write the pattern pieces on the big sheet in this little square so I can go back and find them later. Now let's talk about those sleeve adjustments. It's actually quite simple. We're going to start off by finding the center of the sleeve at both the top and at the bottom. Add a little tick mark,
5/8 of an inch on both the left and the right side of center for both the top and the bottom. Line your edges of tissue paper up with the appropriate tick marks and then trace. They should overlap like this. Now you have 2 halves of a sleeve. Stay tuned to the sewing portion of the video to see how we deal with them.
One of the benefits of making my own clothes is that I get to add pockets. I typically keep on hand a couple of different pocket options so that way I can figure out which one works best with the pattern that I'm currently using. In this dress's particular case, I'm going to go with this one because of the way that it's curved at the top. It doesn't catch into the waistband, and I don't want the gathering. Like these would go into the waistband, and I don't want that. Where this guy, it'll hang below that waist seam.
Now it's time to cut all those pieces out. Put on something to watch or listen to. We'll be here for a while. It's the end of day 1, and I have everything cut out. I've gotten the sleeves all figured out. I've got the addition of pockets figured out. I'm actually really glad that I did buy an extra yard because I ended up needing it. Tomorrow, the plan is to assemble the entire thing, hopefully. I'm back. It's day 2. Yesterday I got the entire dress cut out, and it was a lot of cutting. Today's assembly is actually going to be really easy as it's mostly just straight seams. I'll show you guys how to insert those pockets that we talked about. I'll also show you how to make the adjustments on how to turn it back into a proper wrap dress. I think the most time-consuming portion of the entire thing is going to be hemming 7-ish yards in the skirt. There's a lot of fabric in that skirt. All right, so I better get started, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
Now let's put those pockets in. The easiest way to do this is to make a sandwich. Lay your skirt pieces right sides together. Then lay your pocket pieces wrong sides together. Then put both pocket pieces inside your skirt pieces, making sure to line everything up perfectly with those notches that they gave us. If you made your sandwich correctly, the right sides of the pockets should touch the right sides of the skirt pieces. Now we need to pin it all up so that you have one pocket piece pinned to each skirt piece. Now we have 2 skirt pieces with pocket pieces attached. We're going to top stitch the pocket open, making sure to catch the seam allowance in the back. The stressful part is over. Just pin the skirt pieces together, going all the way from the bottom to the top around the pocket, and then sew them together using a 5/8 seam allowance, just like you would like normal. Now we have a nice beautiful pocket to add to our dress, or added to our dress. Don't forget to iron them towards the front of the dress so that they stay in place. This is the back seam that the zipper would have been put in, and we're just going to sew it up instead, so continuing on with our 5/8 seam allowance. The pattern calls for us to cut 1 skirt piece on the fold. In order to accommodate the wrap dress, we're actually cutting 2. This does account for some of the extra yardage that we ordered. We're not going to attach them to each other, but one to the left side of the front and the other to the right side front.
What are you doing?
Don't forget to have the office manager come and inspect your work before you're done for the day.
More?
Everest is barking at the landscapers, and she's quite loud.
Donk.
After all the skirt pieces are sewn together, it is imperative you test it out as a cape.
Now that the skirt is done, it's time to work on the bodice portion of the dress. We've got the back, the front, and the front lining. So we cut 4 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. This one gets some darts, and this one gets some pleats. But other than that, assemble is pretty straightforward. Yeah, these seams, pinch the darts, and then armpit seams and shoulder seams. I
think that nothing in this is getting altered except for the fact that we're going to be leaving a gap in the one of the side seams, but we'll get to that when we're installing the sleeves.
Sew the back seam up instead of adding the zipper, just like we did with the skirt. To make the belt, we're not going to sew the two sash pieces together. Instead, fold them in half hot dog style and sew along 2 of the 3 edges. Do this to both of them, then flip them right side out. Now we're going to pleat and pin the 3rd edge of the sash piece to the point of the bodice. Make sure to sandwich it between the bodice and the bodice lining piece when you sew it. At this point, I have basted my bodice and bodice lining at the sides and around the armpit holes. So we're going to sew one side seam entirely, but the other one we're going to leave a 1.5 inch opening 1 inch up from the bottom. There's the hole for slipping your belt sash through when you wrap the dress around your body. Now let's talk about those sleeves again. They're actually quite easy. We're only going to sew the top 2 inches of the sleeve and the bottom 2 inches of the sleeve. Make sure you backstitch where you end. I like to go all the way to the 2-inch mark and then back up to the top, and vice versa, so that way the tails are all on the same end. Now we're going to do a narrow roll hem for the rest of that seam allowance. Now just finish assembling the dress according to the package directions. Everything else is pretty standard.
It's hot out there. I'm so glad this wedding is not going to be in Florida. Whew. Okay. Overall, I am thrilled with this dress. Love having snack pockets. I also really like how I made the sleeves slits. It's super fun. It provides a little bit of privacy to my problem zones. You know, those little areas under the arm where everyone's a little self-conscious. But yet I'm not dying because I'm in a long sleeve number. I am overall super thrilled. If I were to do anything differently, I would have gone up a size so that way it was a little bit more blousey in the bodice instead of being really tight around the girls. But being as I'm wearing it for a wedding, I don't think that that's a big deal. I may wear a tank top or a camisole or something underneath it just so I'm not stressed over everything all hanging out. But yeah, I'm super thrilled. I cannot wait to get on to the next project. So that's all for this week. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh my god,
I'm seriously ready to get my lashes off. They're like bras for your face.